Uh, Welcome to Subramani. One of the worst things that you can do to your portfolio is panic selling, right? So when the market falls, you say, "Oh my God, this is the time to be selling." So let me just take a step back and see what has happened. Let's say you started investing a few years ago and you have only experienced a great bull run. So maybe you started in 2014, 2013, and after that you have not seen the market come down, or there have been times when it came down, but before you could even react, you recovered, or you sold in March and April 2020. I remember one very well qualified person selling and saying, "I think the market is finished, market is doomed, Corona will kill the world," right? So there are such doomsayers who will come and tell you, "Look, the world is coming to an end." The world never comes to an end. Or by the time the world comes to an end, you and I may not be here. So let's not bother about that. So what has happened is, too many people think that they can time the market. Not that you can't time the market, not that I have been able to time the market. I have not needed to time the market, but there are some shares which I bought at the bottom and sold at the top. There are some shares which I have been able to buy very close to the bottom and I've held on till it went very high, then it came down, then it kept fluctuating, but way above my cost. All these things have happened in my portfolio. So not to say this can happen or can't happen, but it can't happen on a consistent basis. If you have 20 shares, it is impossible that you have bought all of them at the bottom and sold them at the top. That is not going to happen. Some will happen, some will not happen. So we will not get into that area. So the worst things that you can do is, if you're bought at a high price, is to sell at a low price. Now that is exactly how your mind operates. So this may not be the best of times to be selling the shares if you think the market has come down. Especially, let's say you're holding something like Facebook and it is down 25%. It may not be the best of times to be able to be selling it, or is it? I don't know. So what are the reasons why you should sell? The reasons why you should sell is because you're sitting on good profits and you're happy with the profits that you have made. You got a 30% return in your portfolio over the last 10 months, 12 months, 1 year, whatever, and you're happy with the profit. So therefore take some profit. There's nothing wrong in taking profits off the table and putting into some other place. Maybe you use it to repay some debt. Maybe use it to buy some debt assets. You put into gilt, or you put into ultra short bond fund, saying, okay, once interest rates go up further, I'll put it into a longer duration fund, something like that. So it's possible that you have some requirement like that. The other possibility is, you say, let me take this money and do something else. Let me spend it. Let me go. Let me make a trip somewhere. Let me use the money. That also is a good thing to do when you have money on the table, to take off some money and using it. Thirdly, you have been somebody like me who has completely ignored asset allocation. You have said, oh, let my equities go up, it doesn't matter. Now that's fine. I mean, I know I will not capitulate after the market goes down even more. So say you are at 100 rupees of your portfolio is here and you're happy with that, and then it comes down to 98, you don't bother. You at 95, you don't bother. Now I know I will not bother even at 80. I will not bother even at 75. So I know I'm going to sit tight. I don't need funds. But if you are a person who would panic somewhere at, say, 75 and say, oh God, my 25% limit is breached, so I will sell. After that, the market could go up back to 100. So, but you would have missed out the opportunity because you capitulated. The market can do all this. Market can go from 100 to 95 to 90 to 85, then go back to 100, then come back to 75, then go back to 125, then come back to 85. It can do all these things, right? The market does fluctuate. So depending on yourself, you have to decide whether you want to relook at your asset allocation, whether you want to repay some debt, whether you want to book some profits on take the profits off the table. You want to redo your asset allocation sitting with your financial planner, and you say, okay, I'm closer to retirement, so I will let me reduce my equity stake. Or that you have your daughter in class 12 and she's telling you that, look, I want to study abroad, so I need the money now, not after 3-4 years. So any immediate short-term requirement could be there. You could be wanting to buy a bigger house. Maybe a great time to be taking some profit off the table and booking profits and paying the tax or whatever and buying a house, right? You may want to do it. So I'm not getting into whether you should do it. I'm getting into it's a great time. These are all reasons why selling equity makes sense. So find out whether you are in a mood to do any of these things. Based on that, sell your equity. I'm not even getting into whether the market will fall further or go up further. I have no clue, and I understand that I have no clue, unlike some others who think that they know, oh, so much this is happening. US will now increase interest rates, therefore India will increase interest rates, so there will be money outflow from India to US. Believe me, in the US context, Indian markets are absolutely irrelevant. We are not even a sneeze. Look at the profit that Apple makes, right? It is more than all your complete the Nifty, right? That's the kind of money that these big companies make. Amazon, Apple, these are huge companies, right? So don't worry about the impact of interest rates in US. Okay, interest rates in India could also go up. Any of these things could happen, right? So don't worry about those things. I'm just telling you the reasons why it is time to take it for you. Have a look and find out whether it is time for you to take a look about how you want your asset allocation to look, what are your immediate requirements, do you have any debt to be repaid, do you want to relook at all that, or how is your retirement, is there a short-term requirement for money, do your children need some short-term requirement of money, do your siblings need any of those things, do you want to buy a bigger house, like look at all that. And this is a great time to look at. Market has calmed down a little bit, it has not panicked, it has not capitulated, it has not fallen 20%, so this kind of, it could fall further, it could go up higher. I am not giving you this advice based on what the market will do tomorrow. I am giving based on your condition as of today. Do an evaluation, maybe do a reallocation of assets, check out all that. Based on that, taking some money off the table and meeting your other financial goals is a sensible thing to do. And I may be contradicting because I am not doing it. I am not selling my equity, but I also know the next 10-15 years I don't think I need any money from my equity. I have no such requirement. My day-to-day expenses will be met very, very comfortably by my dividends, so I don't need to sell. You go and sit with your advisor, sit with your spouse, sit with your children and evaluate what are your requirements for the next 2-3 years. That money should come out of profits in the market today, because market is not in such a bad shape that you can't sell. And if you are a person who will capitulate or panic after some time, it's always better to panic first. The people who panic early and panic fast and quickly lose less than those people who panic after a long time. Thank you. Bye.